On today's episode of Rein It In with Ash and Josh.
B team is here.
Yes!
Oh yeah, that blow up horse. People would straight away judge you. Why are you zoning out when I'm talking to you?
That's just so rude.
Like if I refer someone onto you as a dealer but you don't make it through, there's a lot of this backhanded, like
There's always a commission somewhere.
and this is what really jars me from what I hear from so many different people. Is like, yeah, well, I'll put you in touch with this person, whatever, and I'll just take, say, 5%, or I'll do this, and I'm like, shut your mouth, shut your mouth, shut your mouth.
What was last week? It was like bombastic, wasn't it? You began with B.
You're listening to Rein It In with Ash and Josh.
We're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Rein It In podcast. We're all in frame there. Yeah, take that.
We have an announcement, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Me and you, and the podcast, we are officially an award winner.
We are award winners.
So he thought he'd grow up as like an actor, grow up dreaming of winning an Oscar, and you won a Moscar instead.
I will take it. I think it's the closest I'll ever achieve to anything with the word Oscar in it. So everyone that nominated us, thank you very much. We really appreciate it, and thank you for Oscars on
Horse Monkey.
Really appreciate that. Hopefully we can continue to entertain you with our words of wisdom. I'm going to have to try and find the energy for this.
What did you win the award for?
Ladies and gentlemen, today's guest is a good friend of ours, good friends of Half Step. I have done, it's a bit of an impromptu podcast because we were supposed to have a guest who decided to be not so punctual.
Did we?
I think so.
Ah.
So then we had to call Tweedledee in.
You're in reserve, mate. Backup option.
But we
B team is here.
I would say the A team, and I would be like, you are correct. You are A team. But we always knew we're gonna have you on. But we knew that you was always going to be a good substitute. Like
Right.
if we said, "Bro, what are you doing?" You'd be like, "Yeah, game, sweet." I'll come round after the arcade or something. Like, I feel like that is where you'd be. Yeah, I feel like that's where you'd be.
It just took 28 episodes to happen before we actually invited you on.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's guest is Harrison Chart. He is a horse rider. He is very good at eventing. He jumps around the foxes and bigger jumps now.
I still see your horse knowledge has grown and got better.
It is slowly getting there. But Harrison has been with Half Step since the Half Step really started, since we started introducing Half Step athletes. So you've been with the business side for 3 years, and we've developed a close bonding male friendship in that time.
It's a bit mad how far it's all come, really, with Half Step.
It's been a crazy one. Because we don't sort of see Half Step as just its own. Like, we almost see our journey in the world of horses. It almost just blends into one. And go on, Sophie, I'm tired. What did I say that sounded stupid there? Just educate me.
I'm pretty sure it was
all of it.
Yeah.
We are filming this a little bit later than we usually film, and it has been a long day. So
Ash hasn't had his nap yet today, so he's struggling.
no, do you know what it is? Is I haven't had my cold plunge today.
Is that in the ice bath?
Yeah, I've been doing it now. I'd done it a couple of times a couple months ago. Josh made me get into his, and I did feel good for doing it. And I got mine, when was it? Last Friday? Yeah, it must have been. I think it was last Friday I started doing it, which is ideal to start doing cold plunges is in fucking December. And it is like Josh said, be careful because it is going to be colder than when you did mine, like 2 months in summer. I was like, okay, cool. Got in it, and I've been doing it every day, and I feel amazing, except for today when I haven't done it.
What does it do? No, right. You jump in some cold water. That's like stepping outside, isn't it?
No, because so basically, right. So when the wind takes the temperature from you, the water is 28 times stronger. So basically, it makes your body go into shock to keep itself warm. Right. So all the blood rushes to your vital organs so that you don't die, basically, and.
Bang that hand one more time, Mr. Chart.
And so basically that is the concept, but we won't go too much into ice baths. If you actually listen to previous episodes, you know a lot about ice baths by now.
I'm a hardcore fan.
Clearly. And also, to be fair, if you don't know Harrison, you probably may know him because of his girlfriend being Isabel Cook, Tina Cook's daughter. So there's your relevance, is your girlfriend.
Right, so I'm just Isabel's boyfriend. I don't get an intro as Harrison, it's just Isabel's boyfriend here.
I'm going to name that podcast.
Oh my God. Yeah, I actually am going to be interviewing Isabel Cook's boyfriend. That is what I'm going to name.
I think I should go now. It's been a good 5 minutes.
God. Do you remember when you had relevance on TikTok before Isabel?
I was popping off on TikTok in lockdown.
Mate, you was like a little salt on TikTok for all the horse girls. They absolutely loved it.
I was, racking in the views and comments.
Yeah.
Mainly from...
me. Please come work with horse.
No, it was TikTok was a good starting base. And I literally just thought, I'm in lockdown, I'm bored, make a TikTok. And it got 100 and something K views. Just kept going and... 90k followers later, we're still here.
Yeah, I feel like that's what every sort of horse guy did. Well, that's what you did. What was your first one? Did you just say I like horse girls, or was it? Or did you just sort of pose and prance around a little bit with
yours was dancing, wasn't it?
I did like a dance.
You did the old chunks, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I forgot about the chunks. Yeah. Yes.
I'm not going to try and...
I don't think we should edit any of my TikToks into this though, because...
Have you moved on from that?
I don't know if I moved on for it, but I do look back and I'm like, what was wrong with me?
Yeah, but right, great. I regret some of the videos I've done, but I never stooped as low as putting a wig on. So,
that is fair.
there's some I really do regret, but...
That is fair.
It's a one point in our friendship where I can look at Ash and go, I'm glad I'm not in that situation. Normally it's the other way around in a lot of things.
That is true. I do look back and go, well, that's on the internet forever now.
I think one of the best TikToks was you riding a horse and falling off.
What was the one where I actually tried to... it was like vlogging.
You jumped a fence and you fell off.
Yeah, I did jump the fence though. I want to make that clear.
Yeah, and then you fell off.
And then I fell off, yeah.
Also, I think...
That's when I first met Charlie and was dating Charlie, because I really wanted to show off and impress her.
So you got on a horse?
It was the second or third time I'd ever sat on a horse. And I said to her, show jumping's really easy. You point the thing at the fence and it fucking does it. I was probably relaying something that he had probably said from his dressage, prissiness, that dressage is the hardest discipline of the lot. And he was probably saying something negative about every other industry. And I went, I will just regurgitate what he said that to Charlie, who was a show jumper, then had to back it up and realise show jumping is actually quite hard.
Yeah.
So's the floor.
I mean, it was a pretty hard fall. I think one of the other TikToks that I thought, Ash, you're losing your mind now, was when you got lunged.
I got lunged.
You got lunged or something.
Wait, what?
There was a video of you getting lunged.
Yeah, by me.
Yeah,
I don't even
that's
know
what I mean.
Wait, what?
With a lunge whip and everything. It was...
No, that doesn't sound right. You're nodding your head. What?
No, we did. We
had a blow up horse.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that blow up horse.
And
that was a banger.
I actually full on with the lunge whip, absolutely slaughtered him.
Yeah, he did. He started chasing. I was fuming. That was
fuming. Ash was like, yeah.
I loved it really. The camera started rolling. I was like, right, me to the hay shed now. No, that was with the Blow Up Wolves. That because when we did. Oh, this is such a nice throwback catch-up episode. People that have just started listening to the podcast will understand none of this and sound like we've completely lost it.
And also due to the fact that we have actually removed all of these videos from the internet.
Well, I don't know how much of mine. I think a lot of mine have been removed.
No, I'm not referring to TikTok here. I'm referring to the YouTube videos that we're going to start talking about.
Yeah, they are gone. You won't be able to see them anymore.
Yeah, we actually had a reputation that we needed to uphold slightly.
Yeah, I missed the vlog days. Because so if you're just listening now and you've not come to the YouTube channel before it, we basically did. I think how many do you reckon we did? 12, 15? It was like a series of like 15
But it
videos.
started with the podcast though, didn't it? It initially started as the podcast, then we adapted to the vlogs.
Yeah.
So basically, we started with the podcast. I think we done maybe 10 or 11. And we had a mixture of guests, didn't we?
Yeah, some people nothing to do with horses at all.
Yeah,
It was
like for
really
example,
confusing.
Sam Prince from Made in Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely nothing to do with horses.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
Not sure how much.
But Sam was quite relevant in the sense that it was the people that he was surrounding or marketed to for Made in Chelsea. They were turning in equestrian, or they probably would be the type of people that would have horses or no horses. But we knew Sam from school, so it was more of like a good catch up with a mate, do you know what I mean, than anything.
And I love the fact on that episode he was like, I'll never be back on Made in Chelsea. Fast forward 3 years.
Yeah,
what is he doing? He's back on Made in Chelsea. But yeah, we had some really unique guests on that like period, and then we did the first video, which was him coming up the yard, and basically all it was laughing at Ash's expense.
Yeah, that's what the vlogs were, really.
It was like Jackass for horses.
Well, no, if you remember it, we modelled the vlogs off of David Dobrik.
Yeah, but initially, I think that came in like further along. But in the beginning, we were just basically torturing you.
Yeah, but it almost felt like they were really scripted. It was almost like similar to like The Office, like the American Office.
Do you remember the vlog when you all came to mine?
Yeah. I love that. Honestly, that was one of my favourite days because we came back here, had a massive bonfire. You saw it at the end of the vlog and got absolutely mangled. And
with George and Tyler.
Yeah.
Shout out George and Tyler.
That was funny.
Yeah,
I remember
so good.
when there was like 6 of us on the quad bike.
Oh my
Going
God.
flat out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this will be really funny for a video. And then we fast forward 5 minutes after Harrison.
I don't know why you let me drive.
Yeah, well, you were the only one that I felt confident that knew the piece of auxiliary equipment we were using and the terrain. But unfortunately, you knew it too well.
Auxiliary.
Oh my God.
Is this the word of the week? Is this actually the word of the week?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Auxiliary equipment. It's similar.
To be fair, that done really well on Instagram.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. Got like 15,000 views. What was it? What was last week?
It was like bombastic, wasn't it? Or something? It began with B. It definitely
begin with B.
That's so funny. Yeah, bodacious.
See? I wasn't far off.
bombastic. Say day.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we did the podcast and we did vlogs, and now TikTok was a weird moment. It was strange. Did you get to the point where you just got really bored with it?
Yeah, I just got to the point where I was like, I'm jumping about now, still doing silly dances. I've got basically just dicking about, and I kind of got bored of it a little bit, of like thinking of new ideas.
And also, did you think like the riding industry wouldn't take you seriously?
I think that might have been the problem, especially as I looked at my comments and it was like 12, 11, 13 years old, and I was like,
Yeah, that's bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, that is really bad. But when we're at all shows, it got to a point with the weeks where like 5 and 6 year old girls were asking us for photos.
Yeah, and like, right, hang on, yeah, it was. It is true. And it was like
you're an inspiration.
inspiration. And if you are a young supporter of mine listening to this podcast, I want to thank you for
I
your
hope
support.
they don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are
really
it's
do
not.
not.
It's probably sort of like rated 12 plus, like
Maybe
a
15
stamp. Yeah, but if you are listening, I do really appreciate your support, but and the continuing support. But there does come a point in every 26-year-old man's life where he has to really look around him and go, is this the best image for me at this moment in time? And It wasn't. It wasn't. So yeah, that's when I laid my wig to rest.
I reckon it'll make a comeback.
No, I've refused. I have actually because there was something else we were going to do. Someone was like, "Oh, maybe you could put a wig on." I was like, "Nope." And I think they were offering like quite a bit of money, and I was like, "Not happening." I was like, "I do the podcast now." I can't remember what that was for.
Do you know what that means? You've grown up.
Yes, but no.
Yeah, but I am glad he has grown out of the wig
That's
stage.
it, grown out.
Yeah.
But do you know what it was as well? It was I had like you, where you're like, oh, what else? You were dicking about, and you're like, I don't know what else to do. I had done every funny skit you could, in terms of context of horse world, you could do. I literally did them all. Maybe bar a few ones that if you're really creative enough, you can come with your own ones. But I'd done them all to the point where...
Without the riding, which, yeah.
Yeah, without actually doing anything on a horse. And even then, I see people try and do funny things on a horse, and it's like, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
It's like anything, though. It's not actually funny. Like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't a huge fan of you. We both know we were never a huge fan of each other's content.
No.
But we were not the viewers who was done
we were not making the content for us.
Yeah, exactly.
But you were just there to cause carnage, really.
That's how it started. We just wanted to wind people up,
and it did work.
No, it did.
Yeah.
I remember a few people when you were like, "Yes, have that."
there was a couple times that.
To be fair, we've moved on. Do you know what I mean? Like, we are actually, well, the award for Horse Monkey was Best Supporting Act, which stood for like what the equestrian industry cannot be without.
Is that what it stood for?
Yeah, I'm so glad you
won that award, Ash, by the way.
Yeah, I'm so glad you watched that video. But yeah, that's what it stood for. So how time has come from when like people used to perceive us to be troublemakers.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you start out, like, you want to get followers, don't you?
You've got to do something to stand out.
And it's the days of stupid shit and really bad trims, and you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, post-lockdown trims as well. So yeah, it was not ideal. And that's the thing is, like, and you see I say next generation, but like the next wave of people that are going to do that. It's just the same thing, like repeating itself. They have to do like more stupid shit or regurgitate content, and that for me, that's when I started seeing literally word for word comedy skits, equestrian comedy skits that I had done, frame by frame, word for word, things that I'd come up with and done really well. At first it pissed me off, and then I was like, well, no, that's just the circle of life. It's just the re-engenderment. No different to there's a Netflix, then Amazon are going to make Amazon Prime. Like, it's the same thing. That's just how the world works.
Starting a trend.
Yeah, it's just the same thing, but completely different or remarketed. So I was like, that's the time where I'm like, I need to move aside and do something different, hence where we're doing this. But yeah, I think we always had the intention of not being like dicks. It's not like I said, it's not something that we wanted to do. We always had the not inspiration, the like our aim was always on to like help people, highlight mental health, give back, be there for the young lads, men in the industry, be a figurehead for that. But
I think you're talking more for, like, I definitely am in that situation now, but at that time I just didn't care.
yeah, but you did. But you was. It was different for me. But I think for you, it was because you was in an industry that has said no to you, and this was a great release form for you to go as an expression of fuck the police.
Yeah, well, it's almost like
style.
This whole period of time, I had to be perceived to be a certain way as a dressage rider, and then it got to a point where you have a platform, you have a voice, and my voice was fuck you, everyone. I don't care who I upset, who I offend. Fuck you all.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened with me. So I just did
It came across.
Yeah. I'm
Couldn't
glad.
tell.
I'm good at giving messages. What can I say?
Do you think the equestrian world's changed though now since you started?
I think
social
so.
Media.
Because
Yeah, I do.
like the fact that this year we've been nominated for the awards that we have, and without, I don't know, I've got like a neck tattoo. I remember like 6 years ago.
Do you have a neck tattoo?
Funny. I remember 6 years ago, like people would complain to me for having my tattoos out. When I was doing a dressage test, even though we were allowed our jackets off, I'd have people make comments about my tattoos. So the fact that we've been, I don't know, put out to the world with the way we look and the way that we talk.
You even got it on TikTok. You'd be even just sitting on a horse, you'd have people commenting like, you can't do that the way you look. Like, it just stupid shit.
Yeah.
That's the problem though. When people see different things that aren't like they see as the norm.
Yeah.
But it is the normal because you can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, I think it goes down to highlight change. Like, we've had a fantastic caliber of guests on this show, and like even the guests that we've got lined up. This is excluding you.
It's all me.
It is all you.
Yeah, I'd be nice to him because he actually knows the upcoming guests and he might leak it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know the guest schedule. You know who's coming on for the Christmas special and what.
Send me a sneaky DM, boys.
That's going to be a good episode. That if you are looking for your Christmas podcast, this is going to be the best Christmas podcast for you.
I would definitely set your sights as more entertainment rather than insightfulness.
Yeah, take that. What he said.
Yeah, as basically followed on from this podcast today.
Yeah, but I think because what I was saying to the point was the caliber of guests that have come on and trusted us to speak to them, and like actually at the level they're at have like mirrored what we've said and gone, yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that it's not just what we were trying to do. I think without their help, I don't know if it would have changed so much, but I think because they've used their platforms, which they've built not from dancing next to a horse topless or riding a horse topless or being stupid in a wig, they've got a respectable platform that they've built it all off of. It's almost like, okay, that makes sense, yeah, that, and I think that's helped change it.
But it's also long video content as well, so people can actually learn who you are as people, whereas a lot of what we were struggling with is people would take that 15-second video, although I may at one point have had that fuck you stance, people would straight away judge you. Why are you zoning out when I'm talking to you? That's just so rude.
No.
We're boring you, sorry,
No. I was I'm listening.
You literally you're just staring at the wall.
You've listened to one of our podcasts before. Don't pretend that you're listening to the one you're in.
I told you, a hardcore fan. Number one up there.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, basically, people would make a judgment of you off of a 15-second video, and let's just say with the content we were creating, it wasn't exactly a good one.
No, but I feel like ever since you two came to the equestrian world, and I find it so ironic that you were a dressage rider and you were a person that likes running into fires and has no clue about horses.
Yeah.
But your motto has always been, you know, you're going to be you and you're going to say what you think and you just want to help people in a way.
And like I say, it's weird. I feel like we're definitely in a position. I think that we're in the strongest position we've been, where I feel like we are actually achieving some things that we set out to do.
But I think, to be made very clear, this podcast is not to do anything. This is like Ash hits the nail on the head when he says this is for him. It's free time. He likes going and talking. He feels better for it. But also from this, we made some pretty sick friends.
Yeah, like I say, you probably like I say when you found it, when you didn't know what you was going to do, which dance you was going to copy from an American 16-year-old.
No.
It was the same, whereas I don't have to think too much about what I'm going to create for content. I know that I'm gonna. Did he have the mic there? Did it look like his private gunslinger? That is brilliant. I'm gonna clip that. Wow. Maybe we do need to bring the mic stands back.
I'm gonna put my legs down.
Okay. I did tell you, if you are listening, this is more of a catch-up podcast than a insightful podcast. Let's talk about horses for a second, because people.
I do have a question for him.
About horses, or
yeah, so am I.
Okay.
Right, let's go.
So obviously,
what's it like dating as he could?
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, but actually, it leads on to another question. Obviously, you have a relationship with Isabel. Izzy?
Yeah, Izzy.
His dog.
Do you reckon you can get Tina Cook on the podcast?
This is why we brought you here
The only
today.
reason they got me on this podcast is to use me. They don't actually like me.
No, not a chance, mate.
We wanted to get a successful rider on the podcast, and
Would you
would you
call,
networking?
Would you call Tina? Have you got Tina's number?
Come on, do it.
Would you call Tina?
Not right now.
I'll cut it if she says
Is he
that.
with? Is he with her?
No.
She'll lie and I can see it in your face. I see it in your face. All right, Dave, well, would you call Izzy now and ask her and say, would your mum come on?
No, because she's at her dad's.
Well, why can't you ask that while she's at her dad's?
She's eating dinner.
You're lying to me.
I'm not. They're separated right now.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Look,
Do we need to clip that?
if you want, I'll speak to Tina.
What did you say? That looked so drunk.
Why you said that so strange?
I won't speak to Tina.
You look like you had a stroke halfway through.
You're making me have a stroke.
If you're listening to this on Spotify, I really recommend watching this episode on YouTube.
Right, I will ask Izzy.
Fantastic.
We'll go through the stages.
Stop throwing around your microphone, Harrison Chart.
Oh, wow. Okay, fantastic, because we'd love to have Tina on and actually have a really insightful conversation.
Yeah, we've just had too many insightful conversations and we needed you to be here so we could really sort of express a load of pent-up energy that we need to get out.
How are the horses?
Horses are
where,
good.
Where are we at with your riding right now?
Riding's good. To be fair, I gave the horses all holiday because I needed it. And then I got my show jumper in and she's jumping around Fox Hunters right now. And then my 5-year-old's just come in and she will be going out eventing next season. So it's just winter training. But they're all going well. And then I've got a few in that are on training livery to keep me busy as well.
Am I right in saying that you are at university as well?
Yes.
That
So
is shocking.
How did you get into university?
Yeah, exactly.
I actually got offers from everywhere I applied.
What?
Christ, the standards are low, aren't they? This is the effects of COVID.
Was that all offers from clearing?
No, all offers. I got offers from Nottingham, Exeter.
Please don't come here.
This is a really good one.
I know. I don't know why I didn't go.
Yeah, Exeter would be a really good one for you.
Exeter. I go to Surrey, so I got an offer from there.
You went for convenience, didn't you?
Yeah, of course I did.
I understand.
What are you studying?
International business management.
That's why he came out with all that information in the beginning, all the big businessy terms. When he
That
walked
is,
in.
that is so
Makes
true.
a lot of sense.
And then couldn't say bodacious and said, what was it?
Bombastic.
Bombastic.
It's not in my vocabulary.
So,
Love that.
what do you do in international business study?
It is literally learning about how businesses work internationally across all the markets. What do you want? What do you want me to
In fairness,
What do you want me to say?
You asked him a question and he answered
answer it.
very fucking black and white. Do you think you'll use that in like the world of horses, or
I
is it?
haven't got a clue. I've done it, but they laugh.
Why have you done it?
Why did you choose that?
Because I got the horses.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy the horses and I love them. And I really like helping people. But if something goes wrong, I break a leg or I lose love for it, I've got a backup there.
Yeah, but what exactly backup wise?
Yeah, what would you use that for?
Yeah.
Business.
Which is a film that happens, it's just business.
Just business. Why don't you? Have you ever thought about doing anything like business-wise involved in horses, or would you? They have transferable skills?
Yeah, I definitely people skills and networking. You constantly networking horses.
Yeah.
No.
It's too shame.
They definitely do. They definitely do.
No.
You've got
Like selling horses abroad and stuff like that.
No, 100% no. Horses is a massive market.
There we go.
yeah. Okay, now we've just given you the first domino. Go with it.
Come on.
No, horses are a massive market, and obviously there is lots of money to be made, but also there's lots of money to be lost in horses.
I don't want to say it's a mugs game, but it is also like you have to be really switched on for it. It's the one thing that I'd be really like nervous about, getting into like the horse market of like how things can rapidly turn.
What do you mean?
Buy a horse for 100 grand. Horse walks out of stable. Horse loses all legs. Horse no longer there. 100 grand down the drain.
That's quite extreme.
I know,
But it does happen. You know, you could buy a nice horse for 50 odd grand and it could colic the next day
Yeah.
and
But
it's game over.
without sounding horrible, that is why you then insure the horse for your money. If that's what you're worried about. Obviously, the horse is far more important, that you'd be absolutely gutted that your horse...
horse insurance, is it the same sort of amount for it like a car?
Yeah, well, it works the same way, same concept, yeah, for what you like it. So, for example, if I bred a horse, I say it's valued at this amount because of X, Y, Z, and then I start training it, and then I have proof that it's now it's training, it's like its value is worth more, then you can insure it for more.
It's like getting a VW Polo and then the next year putting a Lamborghini engine in it and insuring it for more because you're like, I've put a V8 in this.
Yeah, potentially.
I mean, you
If
put it the
could
way
do
you
that
want to
in
put it,
cars,
Ash.
Yeah, exactly.
That made sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and undermine me with your international business school.
Mate, it's
Oh,
bougie.
I guess it would probably be similar to like a football player, wouldn't it? Like if you bought a young player through for 10 million and you bought him for 10 million, but you can maybe get that player insured.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of those things I've never obviously had to consider, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, the horse market, I think's.
I mean, there's horses going for so much money now.
Yeah. But I think it's more like con artists.
Has the market done? Because I did look at buying a horse. Was it last year? Or was it the
Yeah.
year before? And so I just really sort myself out. And I think
Not for him to ride, by the way.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
not
what were you
for-
buying? A Shetland?
No, it was.
Come on. What breed was it?
Come on.
Begins with a C.
No, but it wasn't a cob.
No, it wasn't, but it begins with a C.
Yeah.
You're testing
Was it?
my knowledge now.
Oh no, that's not the right thing. I was going to say it's a calamari, but it wasn't a calamari.
That's a squid.
No, it's close. It sounds like that. It wasn't a calamari. Connemara.
Yeah.
Connemara. I was gonna
Connemara, but
I was going to buy a Connemara.
A pony.
Yeah,
probably an overgrown pony.
Right.
and I was going to do it up, and I was going to send it off out into the venturous of fields, and it will come back worth 9 times the amount.
Going to put some new rims on that.
Yeah, I was going to buy it for £500 and it was going to come back valued at $500,000 and I was going to have all my life problems sorted until I then started researching how much horses were, and even these connies were like
5-6 grand.
but haven't they like doubled in like the last 10 years or something? Like they've just gone exponentially through the roof, and that's why I was like no. And it was like the profit margin was like not that attractive.
I think it's really hard to find like a rough diamond now. But one of your horses that we saw last year before, you got that out of the field or something, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just someone else's field.
No.
Just open the gate and come in.
I had some really good information there, and you ruined that moment for me.
Sorry.
I remembered that while talking. Even that took you by surprise.
No, I didn't think you'd remember that. Yeah, so my, basically my top horse at show jumps, we literally got her out of field from a dealer down the road. It was actually a lockdown project. My mum was like, we're going to lockdown, we're going to get bored. So we bought this horse for literally £1,000. And it's been a 1 in a million. It's like
Is that
my
the
pet
one
now.
that you did? We went and we shot at Hicksted. Was that the one that's just been an absolute sweetheart?
Yeah, it's a sweetheart at shows.
Yeah, at home is just a bit of a headache.
You just leave it alone when it's got food.
Right, one of those.
It's a mare.
Yeah. You got wine and dine a mare, mate.
You do have to wine and dine a mare. But that's going well then.
No, but that's the thing. You can obviously go out and buy a 40 grand horse that's done loads, and go straight on it and go, or you can buy a cheap one and hope for the best. It turns out right.
Yeah, but I've obviously I freaking can't be specific here, but in my journey in the dressage world,
Did you say specific, like looking at me like saying, if you recognise something, don't
No.
fucking say anything?
I was just saying I can't completely tell this story, but I knew a woman that paid £500,000 for a horse.
It's crazy.
That's not a
Yeah, right.
small amount of money.
No, yeah, but what makes this worse is if
Maybe
you
put your
would,
knee down just so the camera can see it.
if you were to actually sell that horse, it's probably worth like $7 grand.
Do you not think though of
Like
the
that's
horse
how
market?
much she'd been screwed over in the European market and had no idea.
Wow.
Even had their own vets vet that horse to pass it because it wouldn't pass vetting in the UK.
Yeah, but
And I was there like, and she told us like how much she paid for it, and we were stood there like, how on earth do you tell someone that's English isn't great, but she paid £500,000 for a horse that is probably about $7,000.
But this is the no. You was going to say something. What was you
I
going
was
to say?
just going to say, do you not think the horse market is what they're willing to pay, what they think it's worth? You could look at a horse and be like, it's worth 20 grand, and we could look at a horse and we'd be like, it's worth 10.
That's just business.
Exactly. I think that's it. That's what
Anything's
it is.
worth. Yeah, I could pick up this microphone is worth 100 and some odd quid, but to you, if you really need a microphone, you really want this one, this may be 200 quid, and I don't think you're a mug and you think I've got a bargain because I really wanted it. But what you said started on from that story really, and this was the other reason why I think looking at the price of Connie's when I was thinking getting into it, and also the stories I've heard, is there's a lot of not dodgy dealers, but the thing is there's so many stories about dodgy dealers and con artists and how the industry works to sell horses, to get it through certain checks, makes me very nervous to buy one. And I don't know, because I've not been brought up in the industry, I don't know how I'd go through that process and feel comfortable. What I would do is I wouldn't do it and I'd let him do it, and then he would go, that is that. But has that always been the way, or has it just become more prominent? I don't know. Maybe this is going to be the title of the podcast, how not to buy a dodgy horse. That'd be clickbait.
Yeah,
Send Ash to go buy it.
Yeah.
He'll give you your best review.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a pretty head.
Well, obviously, you hear a lot more on dodgy dealers because of social media, so that's present.
Yeah,
that's
actually
huge. It's like you hear a lot of the time, so that's a big thing as well. But a huge part of it is you can't monitor a horse market, can you? Because, for example, right, said horse could be perfect in one environment, but you change the environment, it might not like it.
Yeah.
So is the person that sold that horse dodgy, or it just the horse so used to say, I know, living out the whole time, then this person then buys it and keeps it in the stable the whole time, gets on it and is like, this horse tried to kill me. Well, no, you're a moron and changed its routine. That's where it's become so difficult, because you can't prove it.
It's like I go and buy an Audi R8, but I live down on a pothole dirt farm with no normal roads, and I'm like, why isn't this driving correctly? I'm like, oh well.
Yeah, literally that. But some people, I don't know, there seems to lack a lot of common sense. Well, actually, I say that a lot of people get into the horse world and actually don't know horses.
I think that's the problem though as well, as in, I believe to get the best out of a horse, it's all about the management of it and of each horse, because all of them are individual and you can't treat them all. You can treat them all the same as much as possible, but one might need more help than the other.
Okay, so say someone's listening to this now who is either completely new or is like a happy hacker thinking about buying their second, third horse, and they're listening to this and going, actually, I'm one of those people that don't actually know what I'm doing as much as I'd like to think I am. What is the main things that they should be looking out for that you can impart your knowledge to them, so when they go out next week to look and view a horse, what they should be aware of or they should know from the panel of experts?
Just take someone else that knows what they're doing.
In fairness, that's not bad advice.
Just get some help.
And also, if for some reason I'm going to specify this to an elderly person who is now doing dressage, don't buy a young dressage horse. No, because you're buying dressage horses are renowned for being quite fruity. Let's say fruity in this context, right?
The way you said that. Fruity.
A little splash of fruitiness. And you'll get an elderly person that buys them, and you're just like, you're waiting to die. Like, you're buying the wrong horse. Buy a horse that's safe for you. Don't buy a young, inexperienced horse that's green and is going to be naughty because you can't control it properly. Don't buy something that you can't handle. And you genuinely, honestly, it baffles me, because half the dressage world, I swear to God, they do it. Whereas they could buy an Andalusian or Lusitano, which is a Spanish or Portuguese type horse.
Oh, long hair, long mane.
Yeah, good shout.
I'm learning, Harrison.
Horse knowledge.
For our visual learners, that would be, like, temperament-wise, would be perfect. And I'm just like, I just don't get why you just not think like that. But then going back to the help, what you say, but then it's actually finding someone that doesn't have different incentives. I've come across people where I've ended up riding that have bought said horse for their daughter, and they were advised by a professional, and the professional definitely bought the horse for themselves rather than the daughter that was bought for.
Oh, because the professional was going to ride it and wanted
Because
a
the
nice
daughter then
ride
can't
and-
ride it, and then they get a nice horse to ride.
Yeah, and doesn't it also work? There's so much in the industry where I know the way you looked over there, I was like, "Is it you?"
You can put two and two together, Cal.
I probably will after this podcast, but they
Four.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have just put two and two together. That is really funny, actually.
Probably come bite me in the arse eventually, but
I can't wait to have that one hashed out. But there's a lot in the industry about like people making hidden commissions. Like if I refer someone onto you as a dealer, but you don't make it through, there's a lot of this backhanded. Like
There's always a commission somewhere.
and this is what really jars me from what I hear from so many different people. Is like, yeah, I'll put you on touch with this person, whatever, and I'll just take say 5%,
Yeah.
or I'll do this, and I'm like, shut your mouth, shut your mouth, shut your mouth, and it's just like so jarring because it's like there's always a hidden agenda or a hidden motive, and I think it's just so slimy. It's just if you're one of those people that puts on like hidden commissions, like if I said to you as mate and I was like, Josh is going to needs to get rid of this horse, and you're looking for a horse,
Right.
and you're like, okay, I've got 10 grand. I'm like, yeah, it's going for 10 grand, and I just say, look, you two link or whatever. I'm not going to put a finder's fee on that. This isn't Wall Street. I'm going to be like, you're a mate and you're selling a horse. Get on with it. It doesn't change my life.
Yeah, but what if I wasn't a mate?
I'll charge you 50% of that. I don't know. I think it's just one of those things that where if we're talking about the context of like going and buying the right horse that's not Connie, or I mean not a Connie, but like is a con artist, or is the price going to be right for the value? That's another thing that people probably should be. I don't know if they is commonly aware of, is those hidden commission fees that get whacked on.
It's a difficult one though, because I get where you're coming from entirely, and I like to double down on that as well. Nice.
Thank you.
But if I've got a client and the client's looking for a horse, then I've got numerous options that I can take my client to. Hypothetically here, I've never done this. I've never taken commission. I'm not that as a person.
Nice though, his moral stance.
Yeah, actually,
I just looked at you like,
because
really?
my clients they financed me, they've paid me to do
You
my
don't want to
job.
mug them off, do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. I only did it for one person, which was Maisie Hodge, and yeah, nothing. But I was offered to if I wanted to, but I'm like, no, I don't want to, because that's what will happen is. I can say this now because I fucking ain't even in the sport. So screw you all.
Can't wait for you to go back to it.
They basically, yeah, fuck it. Oh, well, I've got a load of things to look back on there, haven't I? But basically, the person selling the horse will come direct to you as the trainer and say, look, do you want, this is the price I want, you can put on what you want.
Yeah.
So, but it was way worse in Europe. You'll be buying like a 60 grand horse for 30 grand. Well, no, you'll be buying a 30 grand horse for 60 grand.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah.
worse in America, isn't it? Like you can have like a 10 grand cob over here is like worth like 60 grand in America.
Yeah, but that's because that's like inflation rather than being conned. That's because America's so big, so they lack horses.
Right.
So that we're like, for example, if you were like, this is why Just comes over,
Yeah.
she can go around the whole of the UK in 5 hours driving.
Yeah. I
So
guess you
think
wouldn't
how many
even-
horses you can see.
You wouldn't
whereas,
even do a state of that.
no, literally. I like sometimes you'd have to drive 2 hours just to go see one horse, which is fine here, but you could stop off at like 50 yards if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Unless you were specifically going to one horse.
I'd imagine as well you factor in the price of like getting that horse in business class over to the States.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Also,
Yeah.
do you not find that in England there's a lot more professional riders and a lot more producers in the UK than the America? Whereas America want to find the horses, but they're all over here.
Yeah, that is very true. I guess, to be fair, like the sort of the equestrian side of in the equestrian industry are a bit behind us in certain aspects, but also extremely far ahead in others. Like, look at the World Equestrian Centre.
Yeah, I would like to go and see that in
Yeah,
person.
me too. And when you went out, or like when I went out there, you have like all top riders are based together. That's quite a normal thing.
The facilities out there are unreal, aren't they?
Trust me, it's so good.
What's the
I don't know
difference
why
in
the-
facility? Well, like show jumping ground or show. Oh, sorry,
All of it.
What facilities, for example?
All of it. For example, I went to a CCI 3-star, which is what would be an equivalent of what type of show would be a CCI 3-star here?
What, in dressage or eventing?
Eventing.
Eventing be 3-star.
Yeah, no, I get that, but what venue would hold a CCI 3-star? I understand that CCI event in America and England are the
you asked
same.
that, it literally
Right? Well, my question that I'm asking, right, is a CCI 3-star event show in America.
Right.
Yeah. What venue in the UK would hold that?
Cornbury House or like Houghton.
Okay, we went to Houghton, right?
We slept on the floor.
Yeah.
Houghton, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Which I'm not knocking this venue by any means, but for
Which one was
example,
Houghton?
I don't know which one we went to. We went to one of them. I was just saying I had a lot of help.
Once again, that whole sentence just went straight over my head.
You are the Theo Von of equestrianism.
International business studies.
International business. What business are you studying?
Business.
No, I get it. It's equestrian in America. It just feels like it's just got more of a like enjoyable tone, I imagine. But you've got a smirk there that you're going to say something. Or was
See, I
it-
was smirking at him because I thought about the Theo Von and Bobby Lee bit where Bobby
Please
Lee.
don't. The minute you say Bobby Lee, I'm like,
No, it's
He
tame.
can-
It's tame. It's tame.
because
This is so funny.
Bobby Lee can say stuff, and Theo Von can say, Shane Gillis can say stuff and get away with it. We will
Yeah,
get
no, I
cancelled.
know, but it's actually really tame and it's really PC, so it's fine.
Okay.
But it was Bobby Lee talking about to Theo Von on the pod. And they were discussing how Bobby Lee's got his Tinder profile, and basically, you've probably seen this, but some girls have matched with him and messaged him being like, "Oh, can you set me up with Theo?"
Oh yeah, I've seen this
And then Bobby Lee's absolutely fuming, and then Theo Von's like, "Why didn't you set me up?" And Bobby Lee's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't look at it like that. I could have set you up. I'm sorry, bro."
yeah, I don't think you really nailed the comedy aspect on telling that story.
No, but it's so him. I wasn't saying it for a funny reason.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, like, Harrison, I love you to pieces. I think you're fucking brilliant.
All I'm saying is, you need any business advice
We're in the world of horses.
for this horses podcast, half step, you come to me. Give me a call.
How would we take the podcast more international?
Foreign markets.
It sounds like there's stocks.
Yeah, we're gonna have stocks in the podcast international industry. We were speaking with old Fredericks last weekend.
Good old Ellie.
Good old Ellie. Asking a serious question now. And we need to. We are going to, because of that podcast, we're going to reach out to Rosie, the new head of BE, or someone in her team, and see if we can try and get her on. Is there anything, say we got the head of British Eventing in here to chat to, is there anything as an eventer yourself that you would like to ask, or for us to ask on an eventer's behalf on what the industry is looking like, what their plans are for the future, how you think could improve it, etc.?
I feel like the organisation needs to have a bit more stability, as in sure, it costs a lot of money to enter, but it costs loads to run, and we all get that. And they give us the good service and the good ground, and they try their best. But we need the stability of when an event gets cancelled.
Stability.
That when an event gets cancelled,
Yeah.
you're going to be guaranteed that you're going to get looked after in the way of financial.
Well, like just giving your like entry fees back.
Yeah.
So you hang on. So you lose your entry fees if they then cancel the event.
Last season was a complete mess.
What?
As
Is
in-
that just beer? Is that show jumping and?
It's different though, because show jumping and dressage, you don't really. Who are you sending a text to?
Isabel Cook. Oh, is it actually? Oh, wait, that is so funny.
No, it isn't.
That is actually sending a message to your girlfriend. Try and FaceTime her from yours.
I was going to wait for a reply and I was going to.
That is so funny.
I haven't even told her that I'm here.
See, Theo Von, he'd be like, she don't even know I'm here. I told her I was out cheating and I didn't want to know I was with you boys. That is a Theo Von statement. So the serious conversation
Just to
we was
clarify, is he hasn't cheated on you?
having, no, he has been here with us, kissing us instead.
Yes.
So British eventing, you go, they cancel it, and you lose all your money. That's it.
Well, it's different with dressage and show jumping because they're all on surfaces and they have indoor arenas.
Right.
So most of the time they can always run unless it's like severe weather or something's really gone wrong. But with eventing, because the cross countries are all run on grass,
Yeah.
even if it's really wet, you can still run the horses, but the main problem is getting the emergency services out there. If the cars can't get out there because it's just too wet,
You're talking about like ambulance, like HEMS, all that sort of stuff.
they won't run the show.
Right.
And that's the main issue. And if that is...
Which is fair, I do get
no,
that.
obviously health and safety is a mad thing because you fall off a horse, it's not very good, is it?
No, it's not ideal.
As you know, Yash.
It hurt.
But last season there was a lot of entries and you'd only get 80% of your entry fee back, or sometimes none, or sometimes 100%. But it could take months to get back to you as well. So I feel like that needs to be more stable in the British eventing.
Would you prefer... So I'm looking at it from a perspective, obviously I don't event, but from a business perspective, if I, the organiser, do it up at East Court Massive for the eventing, and it's going to cost me, just to start that, is going to cost me 100 grand to put on, and everyone turns up, and then on the day, like Storm JT Hill comes through and ruins everything, ruins it, yeah.
Metaphor of my life, Carl.
Metaphor of your life. And I go, right, everyone's got to go home, but I've still got to pay the owners of East Court Massive the deposit of 10 grand. As a business, you sort of go, well, I'm not going to... Would you say they either have to front that out of British Eventing or the show organisers? Like, British Eventing should have a insurance budget for show holders, or the shows should have that pay that themselves? Or do you agree that they should say take 20% of your what is it, your fee, like you feel your booking fee, your start fee, but they just need to give it back quicker? Like, where's your standpoint on that?
I feel like they obviously need to cover their costs and their bills, otherwise we're slowly losing events anyway. They're dropping off the map quite quickly, and we need to keep them going, otherwise soon there won't be no eventing.
What? Put the old international business head on right now.
It's so on right now.
Forex trading, international trades.
So how does Mr. International Businessman change this?
Insurance.
Oh my god, he solved it. He has solved it.
BE, I hope you're listening because you need to get this man on board.
No, and to be fair, they do have some insurance.
Okay,
So we haven't solved BE yet.
right, okay. So what type of insurance? Rider insurance to cover your tickets, or insurance for events, or who's insured?
Last season, I think BE weren't. I don't know if I'm correct. But BE didn't cover all the insurance, meaning events were having to obviously pay to run the event, and then having to pay for insurance on top of that to cover everyone. Because if you saw that an event had abandonment insurance, you'd more likely go to that event, because if anything happened, you get your money back.
That's 100% of that. That's coming back.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But the problem is, if an event was like, oh no, it'll be fine, and then something really bad happened, that you've lost all your money.
And how much roughly are you spending on an event nowadays?
I mean, for a novice, it's like easy 150 quid. And then
that's just for one start fee?
Yeah.
If 150 quid for the entry, and then you got to get there, which is the diesel.
Well, you think if you're going in a
then you buy
HGV,
burgers,
which I've also just passed my license for, you could be spending
you can
what?
drive a HGV.
So can Ellie Fredericks. That's true. That is honestly true.
Yeah, I can drive a HGV.
32 ton.
Yeah, 32 ton.
May the Lord be with you.
Mate, I'm actually well good with it. I passed with one minor.
Did you hit a curb?
No. I got really impatient at a roundabout, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going." And I just went just enough time that it didn't become major.
Do you know what reminds me of when like you driving HGV? Is when the guy's driving the HGV and he's like, "Why is my truck going so slow?" And he's got like a car T-boning him. you're going to be that guy.
Nah, maybe. I've got to be able to drive. I've got to have a HGV to drive to start with. But it is, you're true. It's like it's all the petrol or diesel you put into the HGV that's going to get you there, or 3.5 or whatever. And then it's the time out that maybe you're not like riding for someone else, that you're making money, so it's a loss of earnings as well.
And also, a lot of how the horses work in the event season is owners. You have all these people that buy horses for you or support you because they just love horses and they just want to have a nice time and go to an event and see their horse and rider enjoy and go up the levels, when they're constantly getting told, and they're paying for the start fees too, when they're constantly getting told, oh, you've lost your money, or it's been cancelled, or it's not going very well.
It's crazy to think he's got owners, isn't it?
People trust you with horses, don't they?
Man has horse.
Man and horse together, friends.
I'm international business. Because I'm higher up, or you just dropped down to my level.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I thought you are generally one of the funniest people I know.
But not because you're funny.
But that's why I think you're funny, because you're just you.
You just go with it.
Like, we know one other person like this, that if you try to say what he said, it's not funny.
Who?
Frankie.
Oh, Frankie is, we've got a mate of ours, Frankie. And the thing is, I could recite things that have made, like, I've been, like, in tears about, like, just absolutely on the floor. And I'll relay it, and you just be like, you're just saying a sentence. But you know how sometimes someone will deliver it, and you're just like that deep,
the timing and tone.
Do you remember the paper mache thing?
No.
When we were called paper mache because it was raining and we didn't do anything because it was raining, so we were called paper mache.
Yeah.
And he was just singing paper mache all day.
He's
just so funny.
He's just mental.
And it's a bit like you saying that to me. I'm like, that's just not funny.
Yeah,
at the time,
it is so funny.
Yeah, cool. Whatever. Fucking strange kid that. So yeah, BE, we'll have a word with him and we'll put something.
No, actually, Harrison needs to have a word with him, really, doesn't he?
I mean, you guys go first.
Yeah, that's probably smart. I think if we want to try and make a successful podcast episode that's insightful, maybe you come on the second round of questioning. Or maybe the third. We'll bring Ellie back for the second round, and then.
So now I'm the C team. I've gone from the B to the C.
I think he'll slowly move down that pecking order the more this podcast goes on.
It's getting worse and worse, boys.
You had some questions that actually you came. This is really impressive. So, Harrison.
I don't know. We haven't heard the questions yet.
That is
no,
true.
These are good questions.
What are your names? Harrison actually came up. He's like, I've got some questions for you guys to answer, and I was like, you are more prepared for this episode. Yeah, if you're still listening to us, thank you very much. This, like I say, this has been a very light-hearted episode where we're catching up with a dear friend of ours. So
hopefully on a really cold, horrible day on the yard.
Yeah, at least you've been you're laughing at it.
Well, hopefully.
Laughing at us. Or laughing at Harrison.
We are.
Yeah, probably laughing at Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so I thought, as you two are the menu that you are...
the menu?
The men that you are.
Oh, I thought you said we are a menu.
And you've made a business, you do somewhat of a podcast. I thought, I'm going to give you some questions.
Yeah, go on.
I think there's only about 5.
Are there questions about the podcast in there as well?
There's a few about half step, a few about a little something, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Right,
right.
Yeah, go.
So what are we doing?
All right,
Answers first or one each?
So this one, actually, yeah, we're going to have a buzzer.
Buzzer,
Right,
okay.
Ash, I want to hear your buzzer.
You're going to give me the sound of my buzzer?
No, I'm going to say a question. First person to buzz gets the answer to the question.
Okay, do we want to establish what the sound
I
of the
want
buzzer
to know
are?
your buzzer.
You've got to make up your buzzer.
Right, just make a noise.
Nina.
Right, good.
Calls to fire service. Beep.
Okay, right.
Calls nothing more inventive. Makes perfect sense.
In the original Ready to Ride VT for half step, where it all began, that long time ago.
He's only asked that because we posted it recently.
That is true. It came up and he went,
What time does it say on the alarm?
Oh.
Look
Nina.
at this, guys. They don't know.
Nina. 7:05. Oh. That is hard.
Have you got any other question? Oh, answer, sorry.
What, on the phone or the clock?
It's on an alarm clock, isn't it?
You wake
on the
up.
phone.
You
Yeah,
wake
no,
up.
the phone, but
Oh,
there
no,
was
it's a
also a
phone.
clock.
Yes,
There's
it's an
also a
alarm
clock
clock.
in the back.
No. You wake up to an alarm on your phone.
Yes, yeah, on my phone.
Oh,
You say, you uploaded not long ago, guys. So you would have watched it.
6:30.
No.
6.
No. Right, useless. 5:57.
5:57.
Oh, so close.
That is rude. That's a good question.
Yeah.
International biddy studies and
Told you.
that.
And keep you on your toes.
Amazing what a uni degree can do for a man.
Second one. What was the date that the Midnight Collection came out?
Oh, Nina. 10 to the 10th. It was the same. The dates were the same. It was 10/10, 2019.
21.
21.
But that's correct.
Take it. Yes.
He's winning. What is Half Step's most viewed reel on Insta?
Oh.
I'm going to pass this one because you're just never going to get it, are you?
Wait, what is it though?
It is Josh discussing Half Step's drip at Hexted.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
200 and something K views.
Hasn't he got like a
Oh,
base?
yeah, because it was collaboration with me, though. That's why.
Still on Half Step's page. Have you both looked at the Half Step page today?
No.
When did you last look at it?
Have you seen that? What was the comment of hate that I posted on the last?
What?
I don't know what I said.
How many followers does the Half Step Insta have?
Oh.
So then-
7,594.
I think it's like 5,000 something, 5,700.
Right, you're closer, 7,497.
Oh, I was 100 off.
That's mental to think we started like it. I remember going. I remember celebrating. We got to 100 followers. And we got like 7,000 people that follow the
That's
business.
mad, isn't it?
Podcast now.
Should be good at this. This is what we're more frequent at.
Since the podcast began,
How many followers have we lost?
all of them, and since it being called Rein It In,
Yeah.
how many people have you had on it?
How many people?
Have you had on it? Since it being called Rein It In, not the first vlogs.
23.
What's your answer?
Oh, hang on.
I'm going to push you for time, sorry.
Okay. What episode is this? This is going to be episode
5, 4, 3.
25.
It's 24.
Oh, so close.
in
Because
between.
I was thinking of Elliot and Kieran. There was 2 in that one episode. Did you count that?
What episode?
When we had Kieran and
Episode
Elliot
3.
and we were talking about conspiracy theories right at the start when we didn't know what the podcast was, and there was 2 people in the same episode.
No.
So it's 25.
I counted 24.
No, I bet you it's 25. If you've
Oh.
counted 24 and you've missed one person, there's 2 people.
All right, let's go on with this quiz. We can argue this after.
Okay, I'm going to take that point.
On the Rein It In podcast, how many people does the Instagram follow?
Follow none.
None?
2.
2.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Follow you on there.
I run this page as well.
Yeah, I don't even have access to that page.
Final question. Winner takes all. When you go on the Half Step website, the homepage,
Yep.
you need to use a buzzer on this as well. What is the phrase of the picture? And there's a phrase.
Bollocks.
They're meant to own this business, guys. By the way, you know what I mean.
Oh, shit.
Is it Nina?
Nino.
Isn't it We're Ready, Are You?
No.
Or
Has it got the word movement in it?
Join the Movement?
No.
It was Join the Movement for quite a while.
Oh, freaking collect the screenshot of that as well. That's what makes it even worse. Oh, we give up. We'll be here all day.
What is it?
Determined to achieve.
We are determined to achieve.
You
Yeah,
are.
we are.
That sounds like something that you came up with.
That was a quote I stole.
What, from the dictionary? Determined and achieve.
And 2.
Oh,
Well, Harrison, it's quite tricky, I'm not going to lie.
Well, I thought, keep you guys on your toes. I thought the alarm clock was the best one.
Yeah, it was a good one.
You started off so strong that I was like,
Do you know what it also makes me think? You have too much spare time in your hands.
I'm doing international business. I'm a busy boy. I got things to do, people to see.
Do you know what?
And quizzes to make.
If we had another mite, if we had 5 mites in total, he'd be brilliant for the Christmas episode as well.
Yeah, because every now and again he'd be business.
You'd be quiet the whole way through it, and then you just pipe up with something.
Wait, who's on the Christmas special again?
Oh, we can't say.
And on that note, thank you so much for listening.
The Christmas special will be coming out on the 24th of December because Christmas Eve is a Sunday. So looking forward to that one. Thank you very much for listening. Harrison, where can people find you? Do you want to plug anything?
Sorry, uni.
Harrison Chart, I believe, on Instagram.
Instagram, TikTok, follow it all.
He just doesn't do the dances anymore, but you can still.
You can just look at me.
You can just look at me.
I wonder if your girlfriend replied.
I think we should end the podcast.
No. Let's have a little gander. I'd love it. We'll get a quick FaceTime if she did, and just say what do you think? Harrison's best, what would the question be? What do you think Harrison's best asset is?
No, I asked her to basically just air something that maybe he wouldn't want everyone to know.
Oh, I don't think she'd even reply to that if she's
a loyal gal.
Is she?
She's a loyal gal.
Oh, that's good. Well, anyways, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for listening. I truly believe if you've been listening to this episode, you need to head on over to YouTube to give it a good old watch because it visually has been quite a entertaining episode. If you've seen some of the facial expressions Harrison's been making while Josh has been speaking. I don't know if Josh has noticed them, but they've been quite. He's veering off now. We should probably make it. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and share all the content you can, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. Bye, Harrison.
See you later, boys.
Business.